sugar and the cream.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't be good with sugar and cream, I don't think. It stands on its own.
It's hard to evaluate because every coffee that I have has a certain amount of creamer that I put in every morning. And like I said, coffee is my creamer delivery system. And this one, trying it and everything, I don't know if I'm smart enough or refined enough to taste the difference, other than it tastes different than the Kirkland stuff that I do at home.
So why the hell are we talking about coffee? This is in the history of the Mountain Cog Podcast.
Is this the first time?
This is the earliest podcast we've ever done. And I was like, hey guys, I'm going to make some breakfast tacos. Yeah. And then I heard we were going to have beer, but then we backed out.
Yeah, Dave Slagle. I think he threw out breakfast beers and then just.
I'm not against it, so I don't want this to get out. Hopefully no one hears that.
No one hears this podcast. You're good.
Nobody's listening.
No one's listening.
Or that it's this early. Everybody knows I'm not here this early.
Yeah, right. And the only reason we're here this early is because we have a ride planned.
Yeah, we're going to go ride. Yeah. And this made more sense.
All right, so I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Why did the cyclist go to therapy? Why did the cyclist go to therapy?
Why am I so bad at these jokes?
You've seen these shirts because lots of people have them, but lots of cyclists have these shirts.
To see a psychologist?
Because he was dealing with
psychology?
It's a psychological issues.
Okay. Simple but decent.
Simple but decent.
Yeah. I'm okay with that one. I like that one. I went to that psychological cafe up in Pine Top.
Oh,
on
really?
the way to Sunrise. So in northern Arizona, there's a little cafe, and as we're driving by, there's a bike out in front on the curb.
And you're like, oh, I got to stop there.
And I think it said cafe or something, and I'm like, oh, I got to go there. And it was a cool little place. They had just moved from one location to the other, but they had already put some of the bike frames up on the wall, and the theme was there. They had shirts and
did they just sell coffee, or did they sell bike parts? And
No. Yeah, so that would be even cooler if it was kind of a coffee shop and a bike shop, but it wasn't. It was just a cafe, but you could tell whoever owned it was really into bikes.
So we have one of those in Tucson. We have a cafe bike shop in Tucson.
Where?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, that's Sam. Yeah, at Hello Bicycle. He's got his little bike shop off to the side of the cafe.
Yeah, I was there a while ago, but
Where's that at?
Over off of Dodge.
Right off of Dodge, yeah.
What is it? Is it Flowing Well, or is it Fort Lowell, or is it Prince?
No, it's off of Dodge, just towards between River and Fort Lowell.
Yeah, just north of the Hop Shop.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, if you come to Tucson and you ride a bike, you really got to go to the Hop Shop.
Hop Shop is a great place.
I think it's such a cool place. I took my mom there, who's doesn't ride a bike or anything. And she's not really into beer, but it's
the Hop Shop. I've never been there. Is it?
That is happening.
Okay.
So,
yeah. No, I'm in. I'm totally in.
So one of the cool things to do in here is you hit the Hop Shop, you park, you can wait for your buddies, and you can have a beer
Urban
in there.
Assault, right?
And then you go do the Urban Assault, and then you come back, and there's this place called Chow Pizza, which is amazing. Chow Down.
Yeah. It's like a pizza. It's like a truck, they
have a truck, but they have a little space.
Okay, cool.
So the Hop Shop's in this kind of cool building that's kind of a lot of metal work, and it's like Metal
Arts Village.
Yeah. Okay. And they've got a back patio. They do bands. It's we definitely have to do a trip there. But if you're visiting Tucson and you like cycling, that is a great place to go. There's always cyclists there.
Yeah.
And
so we should have those guys on.
We need to tag them in this and just say, hey,
we'll go talk to them and see
we appreciate them because I know the Guru Bikes crew is there all the time.
Yeah, we do rides based out of there. Our Tuesday night rides based out of there. At least, no, it's not based out of there. It leaves from there.
Yeah, it's a meeting point, and then you can just jump on your bike, go on your ride, and come back. And it's got everything you want in the beginning and everything you want. Mm-hmm. If you want to get some water, they got bathrooms, things like that. Yeah. And so it's really cool. The parking lot's always full.
It's always full. It used to be super tiny, and it was packed then, and then they tripled the parking lot, and it's still packed. You still can't find a spot.
It's just it's just a cool place. Like the vibe is awesome.
Yeah.
So
well, that's cool. Well, we'll go to Psychologic up in Pine Top. This week.
Yeah,
when we're up there.
I want to see if they put any more stuff up because when they moved, everything was kind of fresh.
Yeah.
So it looked like they were still getting stuff. The only thing, if they're listening to this, that they need to do is they need to put their coffee grinder in the back in a different room.
It's too loud.
Oh my God. Like when they're grinding coffee, like you can't hear anything, you know?
And I'm sure big industrial coffee grinder.
It's new shop kind of figuring stuff out. But yeah, we were there. Well, there's this guy grinding away and like they're shouting at each other. Like, what did you want? You know?
It's like they're just doing like 30 pounds of coffee at a time. Right. It's crazy. All right. So it's Sunday morning. I guess this is church for us, or maybe dirt church when we go up, and we've got a great guest that I've come to know over the last few weeks, actually, with SDMB, and some rides, a couple rides I've been on with you now.
Right.
It's crazy that you, one, live on this side of town, two, have been riding as long as you have. And this is the first time you've met.
Didn't have a mountain bike podcast, and then the first time.
But it's weird because this city's so little and the community's so tight. You know, it's just kind of weird. Like I feel like I run into everybody.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure we've been at the same place at the same time.
When I started listening to the podcast, I was like, man, I you could figure, you live on this side of town, and all the stuff you guys talk about, it's like, I've got to know this guy. Try to figure out who it is. And it's like, then I meet you, I'm like, well, no, never met him before.
That's good, man. That's good. But do you want to, we haven't even said who you are yet. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Dave Slagle. Yep. I run the Our MTB Rides Facebook group.
Yep.
And do other random mountain bike stuff, I guess.
So right? Like
our
OUR.
Yep.
OUR.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They just had their 10-year anverary.
Yeah. It was, actually last year.
Yeah. If anybody needs a jersey, still got them.
Oh, still got some.
So avid mountain biker.
Yeah.
You run now Our MTB Rides. So like how often do you guys ride?
So for the most part, most Sunday mornings we do a ride, and then Tuesday night we do a ride.
So is that what we're doing today? Is it an Our MTB ride?
MTB.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably should have checked the Facebook page on that.
That's okay. I just show up. Yeah. Sometimes people are there and sometimes they're not.
It's just another ride option. So.
Yep. Yeah. It's great. Like that social media for me, I've had a couple customers come in and they're new, and I'm like, they want to know where the rides are. And I'm like, are you on social media? And they say no. And I get it, right? There's a lot of negativity with social media, Facebook,
echo chamber stuff. Yeah.
And if I could teach a class on how to use social media to your benefit and not your detriment, it would be like you just click on kiddie videos and mountain biking, and that's it. And and you just find your local groups, and you join their groups, and you can now find rides. And it's such a great tool to find rides in Tucson.
That's the main benefit for me. I mean, I run a Facebook group, but I'm not on Facebook. I mean, if you look at my main profile, like I hardly do anything. I'll check in for when I'm at a cool beer place. And a cool place to eat. And that's about it.
And that's probably the smartest way to use social media, is to use it to your benefit, and just watch out for those pitfalls that are automatically going to pop up, and you have to navigate them. I feel like they should have classes. I mean, no joke. I think my daughter, when she enters high school, should have a social media responsibility class. I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah. So I think would be remiss if we didn't say, in addition to kiddie videos, they should also like follow Guru Bikes.
Oh, well, so
and Mountain Cog Podcast.
Absolutely.
I mean, for sure. Those are like,
and Instagram's the same thing.
Instagram. Yep.
Whatever you click on, you're going to see a bunch of it. And whatever you react to, you're going to see a bunch of it. And so if you make the mistake of showing anger because you saw something that upset you, just know that you just made it come up more. And so you just need to ignore it. Just like life. I think it's a good life lesson. If something's really frustrating, just ignore it, unless it's a house fire or something like that. But yeah, it's a good tool. And I've actually talked to a couple people. We talk about bringing people in to cycling. And one of the ways that you do that is get them involved in these groups like Our Mountain Bike Rides, and just in general, they get a community automatically. They go to a trail, they automatically have tour guides and trail leaders and people that can give them pointers. And there's so much good about it. And I know there's a lot of people out there that just ride by themselves because they're maybe self-conscious because they don't want to be. And there's so many of these groups are so welcoming, and it's just a great way to get into cycling and just feed that need to get better and way faster.
So wherever you're at in the world, Go into your local bike shop, ask them who's coordinating, group rides.
Yeah.
And if there's nobody, then start one.
Yeah, seriously. Right? I mean, Dave did. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
true.
So before we get too deep into our MTB rides, I want to learn a little bit more about you, since I'm just getting to know you anyway. So this is like super convenient. We can do it, and then the whole world can get to know you as well, or at least the 12 people. We say 12. We probably shouldn't say that, because for all of you, there's more than 12. There's a lot more than 12.
It's funny. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, and you realize that there's a lot of transient listeners that come across it and they listen once or twice, and then you have like diehards, and then I don't think we get metrics unless you do certain things, like I guess if maybe somebody listens, we get a metric, but if you subscribe, it's not subscribe. What do you have to do? I go to show on my experience is I go to show and I follow show.
Yep.
And then,
so those would be subscribers. And so we can see that.
Yeah.
And then we can see downloads.
Okay.
We can see listens, and we can see plays, and all those things mean different things.
Okay. So if I listen, we may see that metric, but if I download it, it's different.
We'll see that metric as well.
Okay.
And typically like downloads is the one that we see the most easy.
Okay.
So for us, I don't know if it's like this for all podcasts, but for us, the downloads is about 20%.
Okay.
And then the listens is like 5 times that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, about 20% of the listeners are downloading it. So you can multiply the downloads by 5.
Yeah.
And that'll kind of give you a feel for like how many people heard that episode.
Okay.
At least for our metrics.
Well, and honestly, a lot of people are listening to this. I don't know why, but
no, it is a little interesting. Like just in the last like month, I've been in random places and people have come up to me and been like, "You're the guy at the podcast." I'm like, "Yeah." You get this little tiny micro fame. Like,
it feels good.
Yeah.
It does, until they start throwing rocks at you.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us how many people ask for your autograph after this goes live, Dave. But let's get to know Dave a little bit. So, all right. So I'm going to go like through the 20 questions, or we'll go through the 20 questions.
All right.
So like where are you from originally?
Tucson. Born and raised in Tucson. My parents were both born and raised in Tucson.
Wow.
So
That's you were rare, like double rare.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how my wife is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think my father-in-law was born in Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
It is rare. I think
I'm from
else.
Detroit and came here with the military. I got stationed at Davis Mountain, and then I keep trying to leave. I've left like 4 times, and the desert just sucks me back in, like in a good way, right?
Yeah,
like 8 months of awesome, 4 months of awful.
Yeah,
right.
It's definitely.
Yeah, my whole family's Wisconsin, and so, but I came out as a little kid. I didn't have a choice, but I don't really want to leave. Every time I travel somewhere, I think this would be awesome, and then it's full of mosquitoes or something, like hurricanes. There's something, hurricanes, or like something where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Tucson.
And we're right in the middle of the horrible part right now, where it's just super hot, but it really is a dry heat. That's not bullshit. It's not the same. Like it's like 80 in humidity. I think is worse than 110 in dry for me, anyways,
for sure.
And we have and we've highlighted this in episodes before, but we're going to go up today. That's and by the way, thank you for changing the ride time.
Yeah.
To facilitate this. That's a big deal. Hopefully no one's throwing tomatoes at me up there. But we're going up to this hidden gem that is Mount Lemmon.
Yep.
And it'll be 20 degrees?
At least.
30 degrees cooler?
It's usually, by the time you get to the top, it's 20 to 25 degrees cooler up there.
Yeah.
So if it's 110 down here, it's, 80 to 90 up there.
Yeah.
And
then
sounds hot,
trees, big pine trees.
Yeah,
and
in the shade, it's perfect.
They call it the Sky Islands.
Yeah, it's
Sky Islands. Arizona is like the Sky Islands with at least southern Arizona with the kind of because we have these mountains that like kind of just come out of nowhere,
and there's like a different ecosystem on top of them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
So we'll be up there riding in the pine trees today, which I haven't done in a long time, so I'm super excited. And I've never ridden the trails we're gonna ride today. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up in Tucson. This east side of Tucson?
East side, yeah.
East side?
I haven't been further than Wilmot, actually.
So we've had a couple guys on
between Wilmot and Harrison.
They were east side guys, but they were mostly BMX guys, like Ryan Beamish. Do you know
Beamish?
Ryan?
Oh, yeah,
Beamish and oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. I'm going to forget all the guys that we've had on. They were all kind of associated with Ian and Premises Park.
Shoot. Yeah, the other BMXer, he's awesome. I used to work with him.
So
Miracle, Chris
Miracle, and then Andy runs Tucson BMX, which is right there by Fantasy Island. There's a BMX track right there by Fantasy Island. We haven't had the BMX guys on in a long time.
Yeah,
you have to do that. So you grew up on the east side. So how'd you get into mountain biking originally?
Originally,
and when did you get into? I know you're like 20 years younger than than Dane for sure. Because Dane's
makes,
like the oldest
like
person
12.
I know.
That makes him like 12.
That makes him like 40.
I wish I was that young. It was. I had a Schwinn. First mountain bike was the Schwinn High Sierra.
Okay.
So when that came out,
that's like a well-known mountain bike too.
Yeah. I mean, we went. I remember I had like a beach cruiser. I had a paper route back in the day.
Yeah.
And talked to my dad, and I needed a new bike. My buddy had a beach cruiser. I was like, man, I found this beach cruiser at the Costco or wherever it was. And I was like, man, I got to have one of those. It was $80. I got to go get one.
There's Price Club back there.
Price Club.
Yeah. I was going to say Costco's not.
Yeah. Price Club. Yeah. And had my own money. Dad's like, no, that's a crap bike. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, wow.
Oh, no. This is cool, man. I love this thing. It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. It's my money. I do what I want.
So you bought it?
So I bought it.
First lesson, listen to Dad.
It lasted maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he's
Did you
like,
jump it?
Of course. Between that and the paper route, it tore it up pretty quick.
You put some miles on it. Yeah.
So, 6 months later, Dad's like, all right, well, let's go get a real bike. And it was actually, Dane was probably even there. Full Cycle.
Yeah.
Went there and
okay. I remember Full Cycle. Then it turned into Performance, right?
First Supergo and then Performance.
Supergo. That's right. Full Cycle, Supergo, then
Full
Performance.
Cycle was awesome, boutique-y. It went to Supergo and it was kind of like big box, but big nice.
Box. Yeah.
Like XTR, like nice stuff. And then when it went to Performance, it just went in the shitter. So.
It's just a different model, Dane.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I worked there. It went in the shitter.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No offense to the Performance bike.
Yeah. Total offense. They went out of business.
They're still in business, bro.
They sold and somebody bought their name to try and.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. In fact, they were so bad that I think the company that owns Fuji, because Fuji was a big player in that. If I remember correctly, the company that bought Fuji or owned Fuji bought Performance, trying to salvage it because it was like one of their number one customers to buy Fuji
for distribution.
But it didn't last.
Huh.
So,
okay.
And somebody bought Performance at some auction.
Yeah,
it was auctioned off, and they're trying to keep the mail order side of it going, and I think Nash Bar too. So that was the same company.
We don't really do mail order anymore, but online.
Yeah. Sorry.
I remember mail order, getting all those catalogs.
I think we should bring it back. Let's bring it back.
Bring back mail order.
We talked about Supergo, right? I used to open up their little mail order flyer, and because Supergo started in California, it was a small shop. Goldstein, something like that, is the guy who started it. He was really cool, and he had a bunch of shops, and then he did some really cool things.
Right.
And he would buy closeout bikes from these companies when they needed to get rid of them. It's kind of like, instead of sticking the whole bike up, he would part them out. He would package each part and then sell all the parts. And it was brilliant, and it worked really well at that time, because it was mail order, and it was harder to do bikes through the mail.
Yeah.
In fact, you weren't allowed to from a lot of manufacturers. And so it's kind of crazy, but I used to browse that Supergo catalog, and there was a couple catalogs where they would list the weight of the item. So you could go into bottom brackets and look at a Samson tie bottom bracket, and it would have the weight. Yeah. And my friends and I would sit there on paper and build bikes and
spreadsheets like I do now.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say this, but it was before spreadsheets. Like, it was on paper.
You just you're like, don't talk about how old I am, and you're like talking about
I was only 2 years old
mail order and before spreadsheets.
Well, I mean, it's true though.
Yeah.
Like, we would do this on paper. No, they didn't. Dave. Don't even joke about
I know. I was in school when there no computers.
Maybe they had those ones in school with the, that's not true, because this was after I was out of school. But nobody had them yet, because in school we had those little weird Macintosh.
Maybe it was a Tucson thing, because I'm not that much younger than you.
You're not younger than me.
No,
you're like 75 years older than me.
We had computers when I was in school. I don't know, man.
No, we had them. We had a computer
I graduated in
94.
What year did you graduate from high school?
I can't tell you that. See, you
94.
always do that.
94. That's when I graduated.
98.
You're full of shit.
You guys heard
98's my first downhill that I won. So.
Right, do you like our rabbit holes? Like we asked you how you were your first bike.
Oh,
and
I got a
we've
question.
spent 10 minutes talking about mail order shit.
I have a serious question. What's your favorite color?
favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man.
I got a follow-on question too.
I got a blue truck right now, and I really like that. So.
Yeah.
So blue. And what color is that shirt? Salmon or pink?
It's like a salmon.
Salmon.
Man, I can't find mine of that.
Yeah.
I have no idea where it's at.
It's one of my
I think I
favorite
wore
ones.
it once,
Yeah.
and it's probably under my bed or some weird place or in
You're
the
rocking the
trailer.
nipple manager shirt today.
Yeah.
Though.
I do like that
know.
one. Yeah.
I have yet to wear that.
Yeah.
It fits me good too.
Does it?
I'm
Okay.
just embarrassed about it.
It's awesome. So I literally will watch people as they walk by me and see if they say something, because a cyclist is going to understand.
Yeah.
What Josh is talking about, I had shirts made because we did an episode where we said that I was a nipple manager.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And we were talking about bike.
This is spoke nipples.
Spoke nipples.
Yeah.
And so I took a picture of a spoke nipple.
Yep.
And it's in the center of the shirt, and then it says nipple over the top and manager on the back, under the bottom. And so if you're a cyclist, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Like if you know bikes, then you'll know what a nipple is. It's part of a
And then on the back, there's a giant mountain cog. This is like the first major branded thing we've done is the nipple manager shirt.
So when I go to a bike park or something with it on, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But then my wife is embarrassed with me.
Yeah. If you're walking through the Park Place Mall.
Costco or something, yeah.
The kids probably love it, right?
Yeah. And the kids love it. I went to the bike park or the pump track, and the kids were just cracking up. Like they all just had the best, because it's a bunch of 12 and 15-year-olds in there.
That's 12 and 15.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the mountain bikers.
No, the mountain bikers.
Those guys too, right?
They're cracking up too. They just don't do it openly and like slap their knee as they walk by you. So.
Mentally, the mountain bikers are 12 to 15.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we've progressed. All right, let's can we bring it back to the Schwinn High Sierra?
Yeah.
All right, so you went to full cycle, or actually we've determined it was full cycle.
Full cycle,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the first bike. Had that for a while and just riding it around. I remember back then, me and Dad each bought the same exact bike.
That's cool. So you started riding with your dad.
Yeah, he didn't ride as much that I did when I was a kid. That's your freedom. You go everywhere with that.
Yeah,
that's what we did. But kind of got put away and stopped riding for a long time. High school came.
Did you get a car?
Get all busy. Got a car. Yeah, of course you get a car.
As soon as the car comes,
Cars and girls.
Yeah. Bike's not interested anymore.
Yep.
Get a job. Then you can actually afford the bike after you get a job. So started getting a little bit better. And my job is pretty physical. Try to keep in shape. The better shape I am, the more money I could make technically.
Yep.
But getting back into it, I was like, man, I need to exercise. I need to do something. And I'm not the guy that goes to the gym or goes running or anything like that. I'm like, I like riding bikes. Maybe I'll ride my bike again.
Yeah.
Started riding the bikes again. Got another bike.
What was the second one?
Second one was a Specialized rock hopper.
So you've been repping Specialized for a long time.
Yeah, back in the day, this Sean Palmer, you'd see videos, and I don't know what it was, the Richie and all the Specialized stuff. Stump jumper, that was the bike to have.
That was the bike to have. Yeah.
I guess I never grew out of that.
No, you still
finally had the money to buy myself a stump jumper. And I was at actually Sabino Cycles, went up there and get my bike. I was taking the grip shift off of the bike and putting the shifters on because I didn't like the grip shift.
Thumb shift.
And sitting there on the floor was a stump jumper that was on sale for a huge discount. Knowing what I know now, it was end of the year. It was probably a year, 2 years old. But man, I could afford that.
Still
one.
new.
Yeah, it was brand new. So I gotta finally get my stump jumper. Bought it, take it home, rode it, loved it. Realized later it was probably like an extra small. Definitely not an extra small rider.
No,
but
you probably ride. Do you ride a large frame now?
So I think you guys were on the ride we did with Dane.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you were there or not. The retro ride we did. Oh, from the hot shop.
No, he wasn't there.
Yeah, I couldn't make that one.
Yeah, well, I had it there.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Wow.
I can't get rid of that bike. That was my retro bike.
Right on.
But yeah, so ever since then, it's just specializes.
So is it like 3x7 or 3x8?
It is 3x9, I believe.
3x9.
Yeah,
so and rim brakes.
Yeah, rim brakes.
Yeah.
Rim brakes. Yeah, definitely rim brakes.
And it does crappy suspension.
It does have a Elastomere suspension on it now.
Oh my gosh.
That was put on when I bought it.
Yeah. It came. No. Okay. Is it a hardtail?
Hardtail, yeah.
Hardtail. Okay. Dane, what was your first real mountain bike? And you can only give one answer because I know you're going to go into like 27 different stories.
I can't even remember all the bikes.
What was your first? Mine was a giant iguana. If anyone recognizes a giant iguana.
I would say my first one, and I've told people this story because it's kind of weird. My mom went and bought a microwave, and I got a free mountain bike with it.
Right on.
And it was called a Firenze, and Fire ENZ, and it was not a bad bike. Like, it was a crap bike that you got free with a microwave.
Yeah,
and I loved that thing because I had BMX all before that.
Yeah.
And that thing had gears, and I could, for the first time, actually do a wheelie. I could never do a wheelie on my BMX bikes, but I could put that in that low gear, sit on the saddle, and just pull back and wheelie that sucker like crazy. But and then there was a bum fight in front of a store, and they picked my bike up and threw it at each other. So I'm not even kidding.
There was two unsheltered people that were fighting out in front of your store.
They may have had houses, but they were like winos. So back then you called them winos, right? Because they would just sit out and drink and get drunk and just not do anything.
Okay.
And they got mad at each other. And I'm in the store. I think it was Yellowfront, if anyone knows what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know if anyone else knows what it is. But it literally, they would put the front would be yellow, and it was like a dollar store.
Okay.
It's kind of like that kind of store. I would go in there and get candy, and I'd leave my bike outside unlocked, by the way.
Yeah.
Because nobody would steal bikes, in the 20s. And did you get that one?
Yes. In the 20s.
But anyway, these two bums started fighting, and one picked my bike up and threw it at the other one. He dodged it. It landed and broke the bike. And so I think that was the end of that bike.
So bike killed by a bum fight.
Oh man. I walked home pretty much crying my eyes out. Like, I was pretty upset. I was pretty little too.
I think we should ask our listeners, like, what's the worst way you've destroyed a bike?
Yeah, like, what's the worst thing that's happened to your bike?
I think it's like a bum fight. It's probably got to be up there in the top 10.
Bum fight is most unique,
Definitely.
I pity the people that drive into their carports, or... I mean, I always tell people, if you hurt your bike, like, put a Sharpie on there with the date and where it happened, and cover that up, man. Memorialize that, like, cherish it.
Remember it.
Yeah. So,
all right. So you got this Specialized stump jumper now. Stump jumper, yeah. And so what was like when I first started riding here? It was kind of like Fantasy had been pretty much like just kind of starting out to be developed. We rode Elephant Head. We rode Chiva Falls all the time. Obviously Mount Lemmon. Yeah. Where else? Is there anywhere else? I guess we used to ride the Chutes.
Chutes. Yeah, I was going to say, what'd you ride on Mount Lemmon? I don't ever remember riding Mount Lemmon when we were riding Elephant Head, and we rode Pepper Sauce on the backside. That was a trail, but I don't remember any trails that we would ride on Mount Lemmon. No joke. Like, at that time period.
Yeah. When I started, it was Fantasy. I mean, East Side. I lived right down the street from Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I rode. That was it. I rode Fantasy.
Right.
And a couple guys at work were riding, hang out with them a little bit. They took me to a place. Where do we go? I remember riding on this trail out in the middle of nowhere. All of a sudden you see a castle. And then you see some railroad tracks. I'm like, holy cow, we're far out of here. Mm-hmm. And then later on, I realized we were riding on the Arizona Trail back then.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We probably should clarify. There actually is a castle on a mountain.
Yes.
Just east of Tucson.
Yeah.
I just got my puppy at the base of that castle. Like, remember? That's
That's the podcast that we were going to ride, and we didn't ride that night.
Yeah, because I had to drive to New Mexico.
Yeah. So. Dane's like, I'll be there at this time. And I'm like, I reworked my whole schedule. I've told this story before. I've already whined about this. I don't have to whine about it again.
But yeah, it's crazy how many trails have popped up.
Yeah.
In that amount of time. You think that's a long time, right? But in realism, it's a lot of trails.
A lot of trails, yeah.
So
you've been riding for a long time.
Yeah, it is on and off for a while. Like in high school, it was, today's too hot, so I'm not riding today. Maybe I'll ride later tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll ride. Weeks go by and I'd like, oh man, I really need to ride my bike.
Yeah.
So then I'd go ride. Never in good shape. Never that good of a rider.
We used to take smoke breaks in the middle of our rides.
Yeah.
So.
Something I never did. Never did no smoke.
Yeah. Yep.
So 60s of you.
Yeah. We totally took smoke. I remember being in England at like the Red Bull course in Wales. And like we got to the top and I'm like puking and smoking a cigarette. And people are walking by like, maybe you haven't figured this. Actually, it's not that foreign in England. Actually, a lot of the people there take smoke breaks on their mountain bike rides.
Yeah.
Definitely not the smartest thing, but keep going. I cut you off.
Yeah. So then, just always figuring out where to ride. That was my big thing is I didn't know where to ride. I knew Fantasy. That was, ride Fantasy. The Bunny Loop was literally an out and back. That was before all that. It was literally the Cactus Loop. I remember riding one day during the week and all of a sudden in the middle of the trail, I see this guy walking out with a shovel. He's, oh, hey man, I just finished this trail over here. You should check it out. I'm like,
Chuck?
Oh, new trail.
The monk.
And he's like, yeah, I just named it after my dog. And that's all I remember. I'm
Bo's
like,
Loop.
oh, sweet. Yeah, it was Bo's Loop. Yeah.
Who was it? Chuck or
I imagine so. I think it was Chuck. Yeah.
Chuck, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Oh. And I never really knew him personally, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And I ride it. It was cool riding the new trail. I felt like I was the first one. Obviously, I wasn't knowing now, but just finished it. So that was cool. I remember riding that. And Fantasy was always, a 10-minute bike ride from my house. So ride to Fantasy, do a loop there, ride back home. What else did we ride? I didn't ride it that much.
Did you ever do Star Pass?
No, I never did Star Pass till I got into it a lot more.
Yeah. I rode out there. My neighbor took me out there for the first time, and none of the trailheads were there. None of the trails were there. There was just an old wagon route that went through. Yeah. And I don't even remember which street we ended up at the end of and then got onto it. I don't think it was 36th Street. I think it was, where the wall is?
Yeah.
So if you go out into the neighborhood from there, I'm not sure which street that is. But houses weren't even out there, like they've been built up since then. And he even showed me in the rock where the tracks of the wagons would go. It was like carved out from going over this one, kind of like slab, and they would just carve a little trail in it. It was really cool. So and it's just amazing how much, mountain biking has just popped up and realistically in the timeline of our universe and everywhere. Like I'm sure this is the same conversation that people have in Maine and in Germany and in, everywhere. And it's still happening, which is awesome.
I wonder if it's happening in Djibouti. Djibouti that's a country in Eastern Africa.
Thought you were talking about my butt.
Eritrea, Ethiopia.
Because you're like Joe Booty.
Joe Booty.
Joe Booty needs some tracks.
For our listeners, we're deep in Tucson lore right now, and since we're talking, historically, if you go back to episode 54, we do a tribute to Craig Randall, who was like one of the guy with Chuck, and he's one of the kind of like fathers of Fantasy Island. And we had Mark Flint, John Shosey, and Steve Roach. I don't know. Do you guys know Steve Roach?
I don't know Steve Roach.
So I bet you if I saw his bike.
So he comes here and he was like, and I'd never met him before. And they obviously, these guys had I know you know John because he works over at Ben's Bikes and Mark Flint's kind of, ubiquitous in Tucson. But Steve, I didn't know. And he was here here sitting in that chair right there doing the podcast. And then later on, someone tells me, Steve, you had Steve Roach at your house? I'm like, yeah, who is this guy? And he's like this Grammy-nominated ambient musician. Oh, wow. Right? And he tours like all over the world doing his ambient music. For real.
Oh, wow.
And I got into his music afterwards. So now like when I'm like working on something deep for work, like I put Steve Roach on. So anyways, shout out to Steve Roach. We didn't even talk about it. He didn't even mention his music. I mean, he looked around and he was like, because we got a bunch of instruments in here. And he's like, oh, you're a musician. I was like, I figured we'd have that conversation, but we didn't. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's fast forward a little bit, right? So been riding forever. Specialized stump jumper.
Yeah. Fan of them. I was riding, met a couple people out on the trail and ended up showing me around. It was out at Sweetwater.
Yeah.
when it turns out to be a buddy now, but back then it was just a guy we kept passing.
Right.
Me and another friend were out riding, and oh, hey, how's it going? You know, you see a mountain biker out in the trail, you talk to him for a second. Yeah. Oh, and he's going this way, I'm going that way, and we pass each other. And next intersection, you come around again. Oh, hey. Maybe I'm going the wrong way.
Wait a minute. Didn't I just pass you? It's like Groundhog's Day.
So we ended up start following. He's like, yeah, follow me. I got this route. And he showed me the route, and we followed him around, had a good time. Met another guy at Fantasy out riding, kind of same type of deal. And he's like, hey, you should join my Facebook group. You know, we're the mountain bike addicts.
Oh yeah. Is that Bobby?
It was actually Scott Knockard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Scott.
And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. You know, get some different rides in and, you know, learn some different things. And
are they still active?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They're active. Yeah.
Right on.
They're good guys. After that, I went on one of their rides. They were meeting out at this Loma Alta street that I never heard of before. And you go out there, and I ended up looking it up, trying to figure out where this ride was starting at. And go down the Old Spanish Trail and turn the wrong way, of course, and look across, you know, where my pin drop had sent me. It was out in the middle of the desert area and right off a street. And it turns out that's where the Vail Trails are now.
Yeah. Yep.
But before, I didn't think the Vail Trails were there then or unknown of then. Figured I was at the wrong place. I was at the other side. Head up the street, met with those guys, of course, running late. Trying to keep up with them. They were definitely better than me. You know, I was always the guy at the back.
Oh, wow.
Hanging out.
You haven't ridden with me yet. You won't be at the guy to the back.
Trying to, you know, haul ass to keep up with them. Felt like I was slowing them down, and not a big deal. You know, anytime you're the slow guy, you always feel like you're slowing everybody down.
Every ride I go on, brother.
People don't realize that that's not what the group ride's about.
Yep.
But you figure that out later. Ended up, how the hell? We, at work, we have a health coach. There's a company, our employer hires a company to keep us all healthy. And
that's cool.
She knew I was into riding bikes, and someone up at the one of our other stores organized a lunchtime walk, go on a walk. You should do the same thing with the bikes. You could organize some bikes thing. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm too busy. I'm here to work, and I don't want to do all that. And it turned out to be, you know, people at work would just organize rides, and every Sunday they would do something, and hey, we're going to ride here. We're going to ride here. It was all word of mouth stuff.
Yeah.
And go on a ride and come to work on Monday. And one of my buddies is, hey, did you guys ride yesterday? I'm like, oh crap, we did. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah,
we were at this place. You know, like,
if only there was a place we could tell everyone at one time.
Well, I could just tell one person. Anyway, everybody would know about it.
Right.
So, you know, the next day, that was in 2013. Actually, I looked it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
April 2013. I started this Facebook group. Everybody could just post their rides.
Yeah.
And, you know, meetup time is there. It's super easy. Everybody would know about it. Nobody would have to ask. You want to go on a ride? Here's where it is. Perfect. And that was the idea of the Our MTB Rides was, you know, it's not my MTB Rides. I always tell everybody.
It's our
MTB Rides.
Yeah.
So, you know, Dane comes. He wants to ride here. Yeah. Posts a ride. Everybody shows up. Yep. Do a great ride. You know, Josh wants to do a ride. I want to ride here. Here's my trail. You know, everybody was going to do that. Well, I quickly found out that people like me to do that. It's much easier to join the ride than it is to coordinate the ride. Yeah. So it turned out that.
So you guys been rocking for 11 years.
Yeah.
And you said you ride primarily on Sunday and Tuesday nights?
Sunday and Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights. Yeah. And Sunday, like what's the vibe of the ride? Is it like you guys all shredders? Is it mixed, beginners? It depends on
who shows up. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably more of an intermediate ride.
Okay.
Very rarely do we have expert style ride, you know, advanced rides.
Yep.
Sometimes we do a couple of those.
Yeah. But do you post that and let people know, like, hey, this is gonna kill you, right? Be careful if you're a beginner.
I try to word it not to not attract people.
Oh yeah, right.
If you come to this ride, you know you're not going to like it.
It's a squirrel catcher, statement.
Yeah.
So what's today's? So I'm just trying to gauge how fucked I am. What's today's ride going to be?
Today's ride should be easy with climbing. It's
okay.
Yeah. Most of the trails up top of Mount Lemmon are fairly short with a climb to get back up.
Okay. Fairly short downhill, and then you got
shuttles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the trails, I looked at it the other day. Dane asked me about how long this couple of trails are. And I told him it's like 15 minutes of riding, and then you got like an hour of climb.
That's totally imbalanced.
Yeah. And I ended up looking it up, and it's the last time I did it, it was like 8 minutes
of descending.
Of descending. And like 30 minutes of climbing back up, 40 minutes of climbing back up.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But, you know, if you're in shape, you do it a little faster. And
yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those being on the bike up on the mountain.
Yeah.
You got to
right in the middle of summer. Yeah. Right. Anytime you could ride in the middle of summer at 12 o'clock.
In Arizona.
In Tucson.
Right.
Yeah.
This is part of our 4 months of awful.
Yeah. So it levels the playing field up there, but you do got to pay the price.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely pay to play.
Yeah.
But, 8 minutes of a descent is usually almost the same. It's the same distance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Your same distance going down as you are coming up, but it's 8 minutes one way and 30 the other.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Dane's been talking to me about how bad my technique is.
No, that's not true.
He has been. He bought me dinner. He's like, I'm going to buy. And then he sat me down. He's like, let's talk about how you ride. He buttered me up. And then I went out on Friday and I spent 2 hours practicing what he told me. Mm-hmm. And I have never railed a corner in my entire life until Friday after I implemented his technique, which is like probably second nature to you, but just dropping your outside foot and weighting that foot and dropping the bike. So I did that.
And all I did, honestly, this is no joke. Like we were talking about stuff and all I did was mention to him that people hear those statements, drop your outside foot and weight the outside corner, or drop the bike instead of your body, things like that. And they go, that's awesome. Yeah. And then they don't ever really think about what it actually means. And he just took a second to think about what he did and then went out and did it. And that's the difference. I didn't do anything. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So then I came back and I told my wife, who's a better rider than me, and she's like, you shouldn't do that. That's retarded. And I'm like, listen, Lacey, listen, this is what I've come to conclude. I'm 6'3" and I'm heavy.
Yep.
And the way that I have to ride a bike is different than the way your skinny, a small ass has to ride a bike. Yep. So I got to get that weight down. Anyways, we'll see how today goes.
Yeah. And incidentally, just a quick thing on anyone giving you advice. There's always take that with a grain of salt, but that cornering technique does the best on flat corners, off camber,
flat corners.
Yeah,
we have we have loose over hard here.
Yep, kitty litter.
Right? And so that technique works well on our Arizona high speed fast flat corners.
Any coach that tells you there's only one way to corner, just fire them immediately. Yeah. There's multiple ways, and there's multiple conditions and ways that you do it differently depending on the conditions.
So we have a lot of ride groups in Tucson. So we've had old Pueblo MTB on.
Yep.
And then they have some subgroups too, like the Dirt Divas.
The Dirt Divas, like they're ladies orientated. Yep. Yeah. I don't want to say specific because a lot of guys go on them.
Yep.
And but that's a club. Cranksters. You mentioned the Addicts.
Yep.
Our Mountain Bike.
Yep.
These are all Facebook groups,
right?
And like I said, social media helps them congeal into one group.
Yep.
Where back in the day, we used to call each other. We used to ride fantasy every Tuesday, Thursday, and it was like 4 of us, and we would just call each other. And that phone call, hey man, I'm going to be at the trail at 6. We'd always do it at night. Got you motivated. Mm-hmm. And if you promised to be out there and didn't show, you had a lot of shame.
That was the big thing with the Our MTB Rides.
If you said you were going to come and don't show, you would basically, it was a motivator, and it's really nice.
Someone's holding you accountable to getting your ass out of bed.
Yeah.
That's the main thing for this Our MTB Rides is and people are counting on me to do a ride on Sunday. I got to be there.
I got to be there.
One less beer Saturday night. You're like, I should have put that beer on last night.
So it's funny that you say that because each club has kind of themes. You know?
So what's your theme then? It's beer?
It's a beer.
He's riding this. He's got a shirt that says eat beer, drink bikes, ride tacos. So.
And so I'll just say this.
I'm going to make that the title of this podcast. Eat beer, drink bikes, ride tacos. I'm going to make that the title.
When I first started riding with our mountain bike, they would stop in the trail. They would have a place that they would stop, and they would all pull out beers out of their camelbacks.
Oh, really?
And it was the first time.
Like, don't they get all shooken up and nasty?
It depends on how good of a rider you are.
Oh, here we go. This is why I drink whiskey, because you could shake it and it still tastes good.
But like that was the first experience I had with that. And my first mountain biking was pot smokers. When I was really getting into it, they wanted to get away from town, go smoke pot in peace, and just have a nice, relaxing ride. And I would want to go ride, and I didn't do that. But they would stop and they'd do the safety meeting. These guys stop and they do a beer stop. And
so is that going to happen today on this ride? Is there going to be a beer stop in the middle of this ride?
This one, that's the nice thing about there is the trails are so short. You can do a couple loops.
So you can have a couple beers.
So instead of carrying them with you, you can leave them back at the vehicle.
In the vehicle, okay.
Yeah, so you don't need to carry them this time, but usually,
Okay.
Usually I schedule, and it's not a beer stop; it's a refreshment stop.
Yes.
So if you like whiskey, you bring whiskey.
Okay, cool.
If you like soda, you bring a soda.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you like beer, you have a beer. If you're just going to drink your water bottle, then that's what you drink.
You guys don't judge.
No. We're
No judgment.
Just out to have a good time. Instead of going to the bar and hanging out with your friends, we go to the trail and hang out with our friends.
Yeah. And we used to do quilting rides. And so
what the fuck?
So
what the hell are you talking about?
So we would ride.
You would stop and quilt.
Well, so we would stop. We would stop.
You got big looms set up.
The leaders would stop, and then they'd wait for the last people, and then they would talk. And then they would talk forever. And then the last people have shown up, you got to let them rest. And so you keep talking. And so one guy got frustrated. I think it was a Brian Vance ride and Catalina Brewing.
Yeah.
And one guy got frustrated. He's like, you guys are always out here quilting. And because we just sit there and talk while we're waiting, and you get carried away and just and nobody's got this Strava asshole kind of mentality that we got to go. Yeah. Everybody's just out there for the social aspect too. And so quilting rides are social rides where you're just hanging out.
I actually thought you realized we're bringing quilting shit. You guys would stop and like, all right, let's work on the arm of the sweater now.
I got to get this done today.
But that term is awesome.
It is a good term.
And it was like everybody sitting around quilting, talking, and like having a good time, and everybody's like, when are we going to ride?
So we have that problem sometimes.
Oh yeah. So there's nothing wrong with it.
And we were just talking about that, how Jilly, your daughter's getting into it, and she's like,
I got to teach her to quilt.
Let's go. And it's like but the problem is she's got a bunch of old men out there.
She doesn't
want
to talk to us.
Yeah, so that's why I try to engage her as much as I can. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
She really enjoys it, but she's
ripping, dude.
She's
going to be sick.
I know.
If she sticks with it, she's going to be sick.
The only thing is, I've seen a lot of people that it could be really amazing, and because they didn't have to struggle, they don't. Yeah. They may not appreciate as much. I've seen that a couple times with junior development teams and things like that, where they have this natural raw talent. They go out, they do great. It's no big deal for them.
That's my son.
Yeah,
that's Skander.
And then because of that, they don't really feel like they're accomplishing a lot. So it's easy to just drop.
If you can go do a 50-foot double and clear it blind on your first time down, and you're just like,
whatever. I'm gonna go try this other thing.
Need to work on.
He's like, I really don't want to ride that. This isn't that hard. Yeah. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, how did you do that?
Yeah. And then you see guys like us, and I put us all in the same group where we've been doing this forever, and we still got to learn, and we still got to work.
You said you're learning to jump again.
Yeah, I want to relearn.
If my wheels get off the ground, I'm like, woohoo! It's like I get a half inch of air, and I'm excited.
I finally gotten to where I leave the ground. And now I'm like, how high can I go?
The only problem I have is that, like, if you watch Friday Fails, you get, Pink Bike,
so
Friday Fails.
Here's the thing.
Every time they fall, it's when their wheels are off the ground. So I'm just like, if I don't jump, I'm probably not going to fall that much.
I've learned, just don't do that. Don't watch it.
Don't watch Friday Fails.
I thought you were saying don't crash. That's
you're going to crash, but don't watch Friday Fails, because, man, I'll tell you what, it gives you all the bad juju.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so our MTB Rides, thank you, by the way, for the service that you provide. Thank you for coming, and thank you for inviting me to your ride today, or I guess secondhand through Dane. It might be the last time I get included. We'll see.
Well, so that's what's cool about these groups is you're not you're not singled out and invited individually. It is a group that welcomes you.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can find and you can join and you can go have fun, and they bring you along and they're showing you trails, they're showing you techniques. Like it's all
meet new people.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
It's a community that everybody wants you to be a part of.
So all these different ride groups, are you guys like Bloods and Crips? Like, do you guys like hate each
everybody
other?
always thinks that. Yeah.
No,
it's always us against them, and our group's bigger.
Yeah.
Our group's better. And to me, it's an option. You know, Old Pueblo does a lot of stuff over on the other side of town.
Yep.
You know, if that's where you want to ride, or that's where you're going to go, or they're going to go to, you know, Honeybee.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do a ride. I try not to look at their rides. I try to pick, being the guy that leads all the rides. It's more about what works good for me.
Yeah.
Which it should be.
It should be. Yeah. I mean, if somebody, you know, if Dane comes to me, hey, I really want to ride, you know, I want to ride Urban Assault. Oh yeah. I'll plan a ride for that. That sounds fun. But you know, usually it's around my schedule and what works good for me. So
you usually establish, so his Tuesday, Sundays. So Tuesday, a lot of times is at Fantasy.
Okay.
And remember I took you to Mulligan's? Yeah.
So that ride we did at Fantasy a couple weeks ago, was that in our MTB Rides?
No, that was not.
That was Wednesday, right?
That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been to Mulligan's 3 times since that night, to include yesterday.
Now you know why the shirt has tacos on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Oh my God, dude, those fish tacos.
Yeah.
Like they're so basic, but they're so amazing. Like shout out to Mulligan's, man. If you're in Tucson, it's amazing.
And so like that's what's cool is that personality is there. And so I see people, you know, because from my perspective, I'm seeing all of the rides, you know, and I try and do my own rides, and because my rides are not established, they're just, you know, shop rides.
Yeah.
I do look at the other ones and try and figure out a night that nobody's riding so that I won't be by myself.
You can offer something different, right? It's not just Dane and Josh riding.
Yeah. But for the most part, like I see people from each one. Val hits like every ride, you know, and like there's a couple other people, they're like hit all different rides.
Yeah.
And usually like, you'll be like, okay, I can ride on Wednesday. What's going on?
Yeah.
And you just go to a ride. You know? And then you have the diehards. You know, there's definitely people that will go on like, hey, I've picked this group, and this is who I ride with. You know,
does anyone have an Our MTB Rides tattoo?
Not that I know of. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that was like back when we had our old team, the Sonoran Pirates.
Yeah,
one of the guys got a Sonoran Pirate tattoo. And I
what's the logo?
Holy shit! I got a picture.
Like it's crossbones or
it's like it was in like do you remember the Tucson Peddler?
I think so. Yeah.
It was like a magazine.
It was Damien.
Yeah.
So,
we did an ad in the Tucson Peddler at one time, just because we thought we were funny. But I've got it on my fridge. I'll show you. I'll show you the logo afterwards. But all right. So that's our MTB Rides. You also are involved and have been involved, at least for a while, with SDMB.
SDMB, yeah. I've been it's probably been like 10 years now.
Okay.
Actually, I got that on my phone.
It's almost been the same amount of time.
Yeah, it was. So the way that started was, you know, we started this group. I had, 10 or 15 riders, 10 or 15 people in this Facebook group. Like, holy cow, I didn't know. I didn't know I had that many friends. People start showing up. You meet people at the trail. You know, some guys like, oh man, we really need to get our own jersey. You know, how cool would it be to have your own shirt?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. And I had a buddy that owned one of the restaurants here in town, and thought it'd be cool to, be sponsored. I don't need no money. I just want to look like I'm sponsored. Hey, you want to be on our jersey? And talked him into giving me a little bit of money to make the jerseys nice and cheap.
Yep.
All of a sudden we had a jersey. I wanted to, say thanks to SDMB for all their stuff that they've done, taking care of the trails, and there's Torca, and then Arizona Trail Association. Everybody has their little thing. I was like,
trail advocacy groups.
Yeah. I'll put their logos on there, kind of get them in the notice, and ended up talking to, his name was Zach McDonald. It's probably someone you need to get in the show too.
Yeah. He's on the list.
He's on the list.
He's on the list. Yeah. Good dude.
We're coming for you, Zach.
You're ready. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
And I talked to him, and I'm like, hey, I want to put your guys' logo on the jersey, and he's like, oh, let me know. I'll give you some money. I'm like, no, I don't want money. I want to thank you guys.
Yeah.
Just wanted your logo. Oh, okay, cool. So ended up putting that logo on, and that's how I ended up getting to know him a little bit more. And I found out about this bike park they keep talking about over there at 100 Acre Woods.
Yep.
And man, I would see Zach or talk to him maybe once a month or once every 2 months. And hey, is that bike park done yet? Hey, when's that going to open? You know, it's right down the street from my work. I want to go. I want to go check it out. Oh, no, not yet. And next thing I know, he's like, hey, you should be on the board. I'm like, oh, no, I got time for that. You know, nobody ever has time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
I mean, I got this bike crew, this bike club I'm running. I got work, I got family. Kids are at that age where, you know, high school, all this activities for the kids. I definitely got time for that.
This sounds super familiar because this is how I'm feeling right at this moment when Nat's like, hey, you should come help out, man.
You never have time.
You're right. You just make time.
Yeah. So I was like, nah. I was like, I got time for that. And he goes, well, you should at least come to one of our meetings and have a beer. And I'm like,
oh, that's how they hook you.
A beer, huh?
Alcohol. Addiction.
Maybe I'll come hang out for a minute. And before the next meeting, I find out that Zach is moving out of town. So he's not going to be with SDMB anymore. I was like, oh, perfect. That's my easy out, you know.
Right.
It's easy to say no now.
Yeah.
And I never did go to the meeting, waited a while. Driving to a ride, get a phone call. Hey, this is Evan with SDMB. Zach told me that you were thinking about being on the board. Well, you know, I'm kind of busy, and you know, I got my club I'm working on, and you know, I really don't think I had time. Oh man, you should just come have a beer. Come to our meeting, and have a beer. All right, maybe I'll come to a meeting.
So that's the way you do it, huh?
That's what I did. Talk to my buddy, one of my buddies that helped me, Pedro, helped me with the start the Our MTB Rides stuff. He's a big part of that. Hey,
vote for Pedro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
SDMB wants me to be on the board, and you want to go with me to this meeting? Oh, sure, man. Yeah, I'll go with you. I always suck him into everything.
poor Pedro.
Yeah.
He's like the guy from Napoleon Dynamite then, right? He's kind of like no offense, Pedro.
He's always willing to join my shenanigans.
Yeah.
So we go to this meeting, and it seems all right. You know, I thought first day I didn't know anybody, and I want to hang out with a bunch of people I don't know.
Yeah.
Evan tells me, Evan was the president then, the newer president.
Yep. He
tells me, oh yeah. He started naming like 5 or 6 people. I'm like, oh, I guess I do know some people on the board. Go to this meeting, have a beer. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You know, I kind of want to be a part of this. It seems like something a lot bigger than me, but I don't know. Seemed like something to do, and slowly got worked into that. And the thing with SDMB is they never assign you stuff like, okay, Dane, you're going to do this. I need you to do this. Josh, I need you to do that. You're going to do this. It's kind of a volunteer thing. You know, we don't need people saying, hey, you should build a trail over here. You know, you should do this. You should do that. It's always, you know, what can I do? What works for me? And one of the things that they brought me on for was to run rides and events because they saw what I was doing with Our MTB Rides.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I could do that, I guess. You know, just do the same thing, but just include SDMB and invite, you know, our members.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the way it started. And next thing you know, I'm on the board and organizing this and that and started working on jerseys or some shirts or something. And I'm handing out shirts at the board meeting one day and, hey, I think Dave should be the president. No, I'm too busy for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So, yeah, sure enough, I was president for a little while. And I kept things going with that. And man, a lot of stuff with SDMB. Started building. First thing that got me hooked was building a trail.
Yeah.
Going out to some of the trail days, building some trail. Anytime you build a trail, work on trail, you come by, ride that later on. You're like, man,
I did that.
This 2 feet of trail right here I worked on.
It's true though.
Yeah. And it, I mean, that's your trail now.
Yeah.
So the more you do it, the more you go on rides, and it's all you think about is the trail that you did. So
do you like really, look after your little sections? Like,
you know what? I wouldn't say I look after them, but every time I ride by it, you know,
like if something's messed up on your part of the trail,
definitely,
you would stop and be like, I got to fix this shit. This is my thing. So for our listeners, you know, the Sonoran Desert Mountain Bicyclists, which is different than the San Diego Mountain Bike Association, but because we've had both those guys on. But episode 52, we had Nat Gordon on, and we focused that on what he was doing in Mount Graham with the graham cracker down there, which is amazing, kind of big mountain. So go back and listen to episode 52. But SDMB does trail advocacy. You guys work with government agencies to get approval. You guys do something we call Brushtober. So we have, an interesting thing here in the desert. in the late summer, we get the monsoons that come in. So we'll get like a lot of rain that comes in, and then when that happens, we get a big spring up of like grasses and foliage and stuff just grows a lot at that time. So the trails get like I guess it'd be like spring in other parts of the country, maybe.
Yeah.
So we got to go out and like chop down all that stuff and kind of brush out the trails.
Brush it back,
You guys do that
because everything's sharp and pointy.
Yeah.
So they do. It sounds like you guys. Do they still do group rides, or that's not really the focus right now?
No, we've talked about that in our meetings, and there's such a great community of already. Yeah. I mean, it's easier for Our MTB Rides and Old Pueblo and mountain bike addicts to run rides.
Yep.
SDMB doesn't need to do that. So.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
That's awesome that this group, and I'm starting to help out a little bit, get involved a little bit there. So trail advocacy.
Josh came have a beer with us. So.
You guys hooked me. The first one was at Moto Sonora, which is a great brewery. Like, you want to come to Moto Sonora? I'm like, yes. Why?
Just come hang out.
Just come hang out. Actually, even before that, I went down and helped Nat down at Graham.
Yeah, I think that's where I met you at first.
Yeah, and you taught me how to. You're not doing that right.
No.
No, you fucked that up. Let me show you how to do that right. And it's funny, just a little bit that you showed me.
Yeah.
I'm riding trails and like poorly built trails that don't have the right drainage or runoff. You
start noticing all that.
And you can see, like, I think what you taught me is that because we were building into the side of a hill, you taught me that you want to slant it down to the trail so that the water will slide down.
Yeah, slow the water down before it gets to the trail.
And then so it doesn't create like a channel right there. And I've seen so many trails that way, were not built that way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus, dude, that guy was smart.
Yeah.
It totally make like the time I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Like, why do I want an angle coming out from the trail? That doesn't make any sense. Just cut it and drive it down. Okay. So that's SDMB. I guess we should thank you for all the stuff that you've done for the mountain bike community. That's awesome. And you are also a brand ambassador for Specialized.
Right. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what does that entail, and how did you get into that?
Well, it was one of the bike stores again. The Specialized store that I go to all the time, Sabino Cycles. They come to me, and they were just under new ownership. One of the guys that was there for a long time ended up probably retiring. I don't know, but a new guy not shows up. One of the guys there bought into it.
Yep.
And
is that the current owners now?
Yeah, current owner Ken.
And then that old owner, my Epic Evo. It was his bike.
Steve,
yeah, great dude.
Yeah,
I actually used to work there.
Awesome.
But the old owner, Mac, who Steve got it
that's who I got the stump jumper from, Mac.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And I remember going in there 5 or 6 years later, getting back into bikes, and I walk in the store and Mac was there, and he's like, "Hey, Dave, how's it going?" I'm like, holy shit!
This guy remembers me.
This guy
is not face blind.
No,
it was definitely not. Yeah. So but we what was we talking about?
We're talking about brand ambassador for Specialized.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ken comes to me and he's like, "Hey, I want you to be a Specialized brand ambassador," and I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
Nobody got time.
He's like, just come have a beer and let's talk about it.
What do I got to do? Well, you organize some rides and you do these events, and you got to build some trail. And I'm like, holy cow!
I'm already doing
all that stuff.
I'm already doing that stuff. I can just okay, and I get a Specialized.
Sign me up. So I've been doing that for a couple of years now, but it's pretty good.
Okay,
it allows me to afford bikes a little bit better.
Yeah, just get deals on
them. Yeah, so it works out pretty good.
Right on.
What else?
Specialized makes great bikes too.
Specialized, yeah.
I believe.
I think he's
just so you know, he's picking a fight.
Yeah,
I'm not actually picking a fight.
Totally picking.
I own 2 Specialized bikes.
I know, and that's your deficit.
Oh man, did you hear Do you listen to Pink Bike Podcast by any chance?
Every once in a while I do.
So they just did one, Specialized just opened a new development center for mountain bikes. That's kind of more in with easier access to a variety of trails.
Yeah.
That's in a different location. So they got a facility and they've got their whole like design team and test team all down there. I think it's like 2 or 3 episodes ago on Pink Bike. You should give it a listen.
Yeah.
It's super interesting.
I'll have to check that one
the
out.
work that they're putting into it. So
I think I heard about that. I never did look into it, but I heard they were opening something up.
Yeah. And that new Stumpy
Office
looks just sick. Dane's
nice.
not a lover of Specialized.
Surprised he even rides with me anytime.
Yeah. Well, it's because I feel sorry for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just the company that's got all that money to put into R&D. Like, their products have to be shit, I would imagine.
It's horrible.
God, you guys.
Listen,
if only you knew.
We talked about in the episode that we recorded earlier this week about how I think most bikes are in really good shape right now. I think the companies have figured out geo, they figured out the manufacturing. If they could figure out distribution and like their pricing model, life would be good.
Yeah. I mean, all the bikes are great.
And,
and Specialized, I used to say, I give Specialized a lot of crap. I sold Specialized. I've in the shop, we never try and, belittle anybody's bike because every bike is awesome. And if you're riding, you're awesome. And the joke, we joke around with our friends.
Big Specialized.
And I would make the same joke about a lot of bikes that if I don't carry them, because that's my bias. But I've often said that if Specialized knocked on the door, I would probably sell them. Because, no joke. And I say that with all seriousness because as a brand, they do a great job. Yeah. And it's a good bike. And there's, it's a very good bike. If you're poor, but
if you only knew a brand ambassador that might be able to help you with Specialized.
No, so I told you I just had an Evo. So I just had a Stumpy Evo 2023.
Okay.
So, but I sold it. So, but for me, my whole career of selling bikes. Yeah. Whatever you don't sell, you have to figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's what you do is you figure out what's wrong with that.
Because you got to differentiate what you have.
How does the stuff I have compare? And so you get in this mindset and because I've had different brands and I realize that each brand is unique and they have to, have advantages and disadvantages. I don't kid myself into thinking there's one good bike, and when I worked for Trek is a good example. It was all we sold was Trek. It was probably the most frustrating job.
Do you know how many Trek frames I've broken?
A lot. As somebody who warranted them.
In their defense, every single time they replaced it.
Yeah.
But I got sick of being off my bike for 2 weeks because I broke the frame again.
But when you sell one product and you can't sell anything else, that was super tough because I'm addicted to bikes and I see a new bike and I'm like, and if it's a bike that I really like, I want to go get that brand and sell it in the shop, and sometimes you can't do that. You just can't.
So Dave, what bikes are you riding right now? Like what's in the stable today?
My 2 main bikes, I have a Epic Evo.
Okay.
Which is more of a cross country. Yeah. I love that bike.
Dane helped me overstroke it.
Yeah.
The new one, I saw the new one at Sea Otter.
Yeah.
They moved it up to 130, 120, which is how mine's set up now.
Yeah.
Do you guys, is your Epics, do they have the rear pivot or are they flex stay?
Flex stays.
Flex stay? Okay.
Flex stays, yeah.
I couldn't remember.
So I have that one. That's my cross country bike. And then I have, when I was able to have 2 main bikes.
Uh-oh. It's getting serious now.
Yeah. I had for the longest time, I had just the regular stump jumper. I was able to sell that. Get the Stumpy Evo, which is the next step up, a little bit bigger bike.
Yep. That's like what? Is that a 160?
A 150, 160?
150, 160.
Yeah, 150 in the rear.
Yep.
Allowed me to get the cross country Epic Evo. So, I mean, for here in Tucson, that Epic Evo is great for every trail.
90%.
Yeah, every trail in town.
Yeah.
Anything. And then you can ride it up on Mount Lemmon, but it's definitely...
Well, you could ride it up on Mount Lemmon. I could not ride it up on Mount Lemmon.
all bikes could go on all trails.
Okay,
here we go. Yeah, how much fun you're going to have.
Survive or thrive, which is it going to be? Yeah.
So the faster you want to go, a bigger bike will definitely help up.
So you get a Stumpy Evo and an Epic Evo, basically.
Right. So Stumpy Evo.
No Levo in that.
No Levo. I haven't.
Are you anti e-bike?
I wouldn't say I'm anti e-bike. I'm I'm wishing there was more places to ride them.
Yeah.
Legally.
Have you ridden one?
Yeah, it was a while ago. One of the things that SDMB did is they sent me down to the IMBA Summit. That was in Bentonville, one of their last ones they had.
Oh, Jesus, that sounds like a rough assignment.
It was horrible.
Next year, Bentonville.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, we got a lot of things next year. Taipei Bike Show, Eurobike.
I'm going to Whistler.
Bentonville, Whistler.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's a rough
I'm going
job.
to have to quit my job. My real job.
It just gets in the way.
This whole needing money thing. Damn it.
Yeah. But yeah.
So you can't quit your job.
I can't quit my job. I got to pay for the trips.
Yeah, so.
So what's next? What's the next bike?
Oh man,
what are you thinking about?
That new Stumpy.
Oh my God, that looks like a great bike.
Amazing. I need to borrow one of those somewhere. But
yeah,
I mean, I just got a new Stumpy Evo.
Yeah,
literally in December. So I'm not ready yet. I mean, I'm ready, but.
It's N+1, buddy.
Yeah.
It's N+1. You need something between the Epic Evo and this. Yeah.
You need a bike for every trail.
You need a bike for every trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you need an e-bike. And if you're Dane, you need multiple e-bikes.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. They're addictive. But
right on. Well, hey, Dave, thanks a lot for spending some time with us. This is awesome getting to know you. You seem like a really cool guy. I appreciate everything that you've done for the community and continue to do. You got any final thoughts for our listeners?
Final thoughts. Geez, I want to tell you about a ride I was on the other day with a microbiologist. I don't know if you've ridden with them before.
No, I don't know.
Much bigger than I thought they were going to be.
Awesome. That was awesome. Oh, thank you so much.
Jesus. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks.